While it can be hard to know what to believe these days, Heather Simpson recognizes she was part of the problem.
Oh my gosh. It's so hurtful. The stuff I said was bad.
She was an anti-vaccine social media influencer. She admits she spread misinformation, mostly about the tetanus and measles vaccines, to countless people online. She showed us this picture of her 2019 Halloween costume. She dressed up like the measles.
I posted it thinking my friends would just think it's funny, and they did, you know. I think it got shared like 300 times. Here we go.
She says she became vaccine hesitant 2.5 years ago when a friend's mom said she shouldn't get a flu shot.
And she called me in a panic and she was like, oh my God, I've seen somebody that got the flu shot, and they started walking backwards after that. So just please don't go get it. And I got it and nothing happened, but it was like this seed was planted, this ridiculous seed.
That seed grew into being against vaccines.
I got up the nerve to write this big post, kind of like a coming out as an anti-vaxxer post, but not so extreme as I became. And it just talked about my fears about vaccines, my concerns.
Her first post got hundreds of shares.
It just validated my position. I was like, oh my God, like people relate to this. There's so many people that are also anti-vax. This is a whole community. I'm going to keep posting. And I kept posting, and everything I posted got shared a ton.
Heather says the more aggressive her posts were, the more they spread. And the negative comments she received didn't stop her.
And I just took that as, oh, I have hate, so I'm doing something right.
People, of course, will trust, family members more so than they might trust somebody else. And so when you're part of these kind of group conversations, you will believe the kind of content that's coming from friends and family.
Rory Smith is with First Draft News. The nonpartisan, nonprofit group studies how misinformation spreads online. He says while social media companies have promised to do more to stop misinformation, you can only take that at face value.
We have no way of systematically seeing whether they have actually done anything to mitigate the flow of misinformation, right? Because they've black boxed all this data and they don't allow anyone to look at it.
Today, Heather's reaching for redemption.
I started switching sides when COVID hit.
She says talking with doctors and going to credible resources for information helped change her stance on vaccines.
So it's kind of a humbling experience to realize that conspiracy theories aren't really real, because you're not that special.
She's now using social media to encourage others to be open to change like her. This is video Heather sent us of her receiving the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine.
That was a long shot.
These days, social media may feel like a war zone, but Heather says when it comes to convincing people to change their minds, the most effective way could be a more peaceful approach.
Me being the worst anti-vaxxer that one of the worst I've ever seen. It's just so boldly stupid. And being able to change is just like a testimony of how you shouldn't give up on people. I truly think conversation is how to change the kind of wall we've hit with anti-vaxxers.
In Carrollton, Texas, I'm Chris Stewart reporting.